I read that our brains work from the day we are born, and it stops until we get on a stage like this. So first of all, thank you very much, Bala, for this opportunity. Thank God for the Sunday. This is one of the best Sundays I've spent in my professional life, apart from binge watching movies and all that. The reason being, I've watched some big talk shows, and I've sometimes wondered, if there'll ever be an opportunity for people like me, who come from humble beginnings and made a change, at least in the community that we've grown. And I think Bala's done an amazing job to bring up half-breeds. So I thank you, Bala, for that. And so I'm actually going to speak about how I came from my humble beginning to where I am right now. So I listened to Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, and all of these big motivational speakers. And two quotes that really caught my mind is that, formal education is important, but self-learning is much more important than that. And humans are the only living organisms that have the dignity and the privilege to choose. And we're the only ones who actually don't do anything about it. So I just want to say that, I was born and brought up in Chennai, and I did my schooling in Chennai. I failed my 12th, which was a big blow. And then soon after I failed my 12th, I started working in a BPO. And when the results came, I was still working. I didn't know that I even failed. I continued my shift. My parents told me, I think, that night. And it didn't matter much because I saw money. I started working. So I didn't have the necessity to, attempt again. And then something down the line changed me because I thought, I wanted to do something in terms of business. And when I was in, I think, 9th standard, my parents started a tuition center, and I used to teach the standards below me. And I realized that someday, maybe 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years, I will do business. The reason being, the knowledge that I have acquired, if I can sell that, that itself is business. So, keeping that in mind, I started working, and then I worked for about 15, 16 years in sales and marketing, business development. And last year was the turning point in my life. My wife and myself registered a company in 2016, but we didn't really focus on the business. And I was still looking for a job. I was still working in a 9-to-5 job, in terms of US shifts. And then an amazing thing happened. I was working for an IT company, and I had an amazing business owner. But that particular person at the age of 40, he'd be honored if he was here. He actually passed away. And that was the peak time of Corona. COVID just started, I think, in May. And the co-founder guy, he just couldn't hit it off with me. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what it was. All he thought was that I registered a company, I already had a company, and I was working for his company. So he thought it's going to be a conflict of interest. And that ticked me off. So what happened is, I didn't have the confidence that I could run a business, but another person's afraid, well, I'm going to run a business. And that gave me the confidence to start a business, and I was getting a salary of about 7.2 to 7.5 per year. And the next month onwards, with God's grace, because of that particular negative thing that happened in my life, I was able to make double that income from the following month. So I just want to encourage, other youngsters and the next generation that there are people who had certain things to change the world, but now everything is affordable. If you want to get an opportunity, you have YouTube, you have internet at your fingertips at a very cheap cost, which I was born in the 80s, so we didn't have that privilege. There are people here who have changed the world who were born in the 70s, and they didn't have that privilege. But if you guys have it, I think it's time that you take that mobile phone, use the internet to your advantage, and change the world from where you can. Thanks.